Alright, welcome back to the Hotshot build. So, on to shocks. Step 20. Assembling these shock bodies. Now, these are quite unique to this car. Whereas your actual oil dampers are just... I've lost a C-clip already. It just landed there. Come on, man. What? There it is. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, so these shockies, these oil dampers, are basically just inserts. So you well, you'll see as we get along, but you build your actual oil damper unit, and it just gets... I'm doing well with these C-clips today. It just gets sandwiched between the two plastic mounts and bolted to the car. So it's quite a different setup. So very much doubt you'll be able to use these shocks on another car, like you know, you got your yellow CVAs or even your black CVAs, whichever. You can sort of use them on multiple different cars, but these are more or less specific to this car. I guess you could make them work. You can make anything work, really, if you were that keen. So, once again, I'm just talking crap while I'm building, and hopefully not forgetting anything. Oh, geez. I am struggling with these C-clips today, though. C-clips, E-clips, earrings, whatever you want to call them. So, there's really not much left to build on the car. Most of the work is in the roll cage. So, I don't know if we're going to get it done in this video, but we'll give it a red hot go. Maybe if I stop talking crap and get into it, I might have a bit of a chance. So, we'll just O-rings onto the shafts. You just saw me mount the pistons onto the rods. Now we can insert into the shock body. It does say, oops, wrong way. It does say to make two, so they're identical front and rear, these shocks, so can't really mess them up. MD1, I'm guessing is that little white piece there. Then two more O-rings. Then this brass MS6 piece. Lovely looking bit of brass. Some nice machining goes into this model. So it's not telling me to do it, but I'm going to do it. Well, the kit actually came with the blue damper oil, which is a hard oil, but I'm just going to use some of the light yellow damper oil just to lube up those O-rings. It doesn't tell you to do that, but I like doing that anyway, to give it a bit better chance at lasting, I guess. It's actually strange because in some kits they tell you to lubricate the O-rings in the shocks, and some they don't, so I don't know if it's actually that important or not, but we're doing it anyway. So then we have our cap, lovely machined aluminium parts. I am going to tighten that up straight away. Then we've got another O-ring, and then a flange nut which gets mounted basically backwards onto the shaft. Backwards to what you'd normally screw a nut onto a shaft. And put these caps on. Now I'm trying to do both shocks at once, but in the next step, when we put the oil in, obviously I can only do one at a time because we do have a shock stand, thanks to Pete, but obviously it's not going to work for these ones, so we're going to have to do the oil process one at a time, which we are going to do right now. So same as just about every other oil-filled damper. You just need to, it's saying to fill it right to the top. I won't go quite to the top just yet because I want to get all that air out first. Once the air does come out, the level will go down, so we'll have to top it up anyway. So this is no different to any other oil damper, so I'm going to just get this done and bring it back when we're ready for step 22. So I'm actually using the Tamiya tool set to let those shocks sit until the all the air bubbles work their way out. I did move the piston up and down to get as much air out as I could, but you don't quite get all of it doing it that way. So best thing to do is just let them sit, let gravity do its thing. So while they're sitting in there, I'm just going to top them up. Obviously going to lose some of that when the bladder goes on top. So I've got my trusty rag. We have a bladder. Sit that on top. You'll get a bit of oil spilling out. That's okay. It's actually a tight fit over that bladder. You really want to make sure you don't pinch that rubber bladder when you're trying to get that cap on. Now this end cap is knurled, so it's nice and grippy, but the other end isn't. So wonder. Look at our shock pliers here. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep, lovely. They don't need to be super tight. That one feels good. Because they're very fine thread profile on those bodies. So if you do over tighten, then I reckon it's going to be quite easy to strip those threads out. You don't want to do that because they don't give you spares. It's about as tight as I want to do that. So on to 22, where Zach gets to put more stickers on. Might do that after the shocks are assembled, actually. So we had these D4 and D5 parts, which is bits that get the stickers. Now you do have a left and a right, so don't grab the like two of the same, two lefts, two rights or something, because it just won't work, will it? Yeah, you see that that shock body just sits into a recess in that plastic part, and it gets captive by that part and two screws. So quite a different setup. I see Zach over there getting some rims ready to put some tyres on. So he must be pretty close to the end of the book. He does have his own set of instructions over there from the Hotshot from years ago. It's really handy when we can do that, when we've got our own set of instructions, so it just allows Zach to do his thing. So this collar here has adjustable recesses in it, so you can actually adjust the hardness of your spring or your spring preload. It's probably a better way to describe that. Now these are very hard springs, mind you. So are these? I don't think these are tapped, so this is going to be very difficult. I don't think I'm going to retract that spring enough to get the spring pliers on there. I'm going to have to use the normal pliers and just hope nothing gets wrecked. That is very awkward. You want to make sure this preload adjuster, I guess, is set at its lowest point, its softest point. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this is just going to fight me the whole way, I'm going to get an M3 machine screw, actually, to make things easier for myself. Now, if you don't have one of these screws, you could just use a standard M3 screw out of the kit and just use your JOS driver, but I just grabbed out a socket head cap screw because they are much more easy to control with the hex driver. So what I'm going to do is just screw this into this piece here to basically tap a thread. Now might be wondering why I'm not using the thread tap. Well, I explained in an earlier video that particular tap doesn't have fully formed threads right to the end of the tap, and this hole isn't very deep. Why do we have, I think you gave me too many pieces there, mate.
What for?
D2 and a D3. We only need one per shock. You gave me two.
Ah, okay. Oopsie.
Okay, there's spares. We've got plenty of them, because those past trees actually came with the Super Hotshot and I think the Big Wig, maybe. So we've got plenty of spare red parts. Just a pity they don't give you spare control arms, because that's what I need to get the old Hotshot up and running. So I have just re-threaded that these pieces here, so now they can just screw straight on. Look at that, it's so much easier. Now it's telling you to thread it on right to the end and then take it up with that nut there, which really doesn't take much, and that is a strong spring, man. Yeah, there we go. That's it. I mean, these shocks, because they're mono shocks, you've only got one shock per two wheels for the car. They do need to be quite a bit stronger. It does help to have a bit of strength in your fingers when you're doing these shocks, because those springs are quite strong. Okay, so that's our front and rear shocks. They feel okay. Get all this oil out of the way because I'm going to end up spilling everything. I've already dropped the radio receiver into my cup of coffee this morning. Luckily it wasn't turned on, so I took it out and took it apart and dried it all out. Hopefully it should be good. I did plug it back in and test it, and it did work. So hopefully it stays working, because it's actually going into this car. And as you know, once you get your radio gear in here, you really don't want to be mucking around trying to get it back out again. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. It's I think six screws for the actual radio box to come off. So it's really not that big of a deal to get back into it. So we'll put this pin back in that kept falling out. So in this step 23, where actually, no, we've got stickers to put on. So let's go back a page. This TSAD, whatever the hell that means, and the adjustment point. So yeah, I've got them here, mate. I'm already coming out. There you go. Good job for Zach. Right. Stickers are on. Looking lovely. So since both front and rear shocks are the same, you really can't mess this one up. So, yes mate.
The T3 and T2 is different.
Ah, yes, good point. Okay, so that's your rear with the shorter mount to go up in there, and your front is the got the longer leg to make them even on the pins. Good pick up there, mate. I would have done a big wig and put shocks on the wrong end. So let's have a go at these C-clips, E-clips, devil clips. That one hasn't quite gone in properly. There we go. Sometimes they go on a bit of an angle and they don't quite sit home. There we go. And I'm doing my best to make this look as awkward as possible. I think I'm doing a good job at that. So we've actually got that the right way around, so that's handy. Another C-clip. Now these parts here are the parts that tend to break first on your Hotshot. I guess it's not the best setup, but it does work well. Look at that range of motion, that's huge. Very cool. So in this step we can also put our sway bar on. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to need our thread lock again and our small hex driver. Tiniest little bit of thread lock, you really don't need much. Oops. Roll them into those sway bar mounts like this. Holy crap, nothing is working today. My hands are just bleh. Do not want to play the game. So our sway bar just slides into those bits of FRP plate in the end. Slide into those mounts, so you might have to back off your grub screws a little bit to get those rods all the way in. And then you can tighten up. And on the other side, I think that's all the way in. Yep. So that's nice and tight. Now we can clean off our excess thread lock, and we can put our center stay on, which is just that piece. Again, don't tighten the screws up until you get them all in. And that is your front Hotshot suspension. So nice and smooth. Right, onto the rear. Rear is similar. The only difference is that it's different. So this one actually mounts back this way. This is what gives the Hotshot its iconic look. That and the two resistors at the back. So I'm just going to slide that screw pin. Now this rear, right, just has this pin, and this could get a little bit awkward because you need to preload that spring to get your pin lined up. There we go. And then we have this spacer, aluminium spacer, and another E-clip. And then I think we can turn our attention to radio gear, which might be in the next video, I think. I think we've gone well over time on this video. Okay, that is your rear suspension and front suspension. Everything's looking just gorgeous. I mean, have a look at that rear spring. We'll adjust the spring preload when we actually get the car running. So, let us know what you think about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Have a great day. See you on the next one.